You've probably heard the saying, you are your own worst critic. But what if I told you that you could also be your best friend? We've all had important conversations with others, our partners, friends, colleagues, and mentors. But there's one conversation that takes the top spot in importance. The one that you have with yourself. That's right. Self-talk is the most powerful tool you have for shaping your mindset, behavior, and ultimately your life. Let's explore the fascinating world of self-talk, its history, and see how you can harness its power to improve your conversation skills and overall well-being. Get ready to master your most important conversation. My name is Herbert Lee. I've been an English teacher for 20 years. During that time, I've created courses that really improve my students' conversation skills. I used extensive research and discovered real secrets by looking outside the world of traditional English learning materials. This channel shares a lot of these ideas, giving you practical suggestions that you can use to develop your conversational skills to a much higher level. Leave a comment below and share what you are doing to improve your conversation skills. Whenever I start a class, I always ask my students what they expect from the class. They usually get up and give the standard answer. Most of them say, I want to improve my English speaking. In every class, I always get a few students who stand up and say, I'm sorry, my English is so poor. Or, I've studied English for 15 years and I still can't speak well. So I ask them if they would like to try an experiment. For the next 30 days, when you get up, I want you to say this to yourself. I feel sick. I feel very sick. I need to go to the hospital because I am sick. I am sick. I am very sick. I need to go to the hospital because I am sick. I want you to say this to yourself 20 times before you do anything else. I ask my students, who would like to do it? No one puts their hand up. Students will tell me, that's a stupid idea. If I do that for 30 days, I will really get sick and need to go to the hospital. Absolutely correct. Then I ask them, so what if you say, my English is poor for 15 years? Will your English ever get better? Instead, tell yourself, every day my English is getting better. Or use the magic yet technique. My English is not good yet. This is the power of self-talk. Self-talk is that inner voice, that running commentary in your head that's with you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. It's the voice that encourages you when things get tough, but it's also the voice that doubts your ability and holds you back. The key is learning to make this voice work for you, not against you. Research has shown that positive self-talk can improve your performance in various areas of life, from sports to public speaking to conversation skills. It can boost your confidence, reduce anxiety, and even help you push through physical challenges. On the other side, negative self-talk can be a self-fulfilling prophecy, leading to a decreased performance and increased stress. But here's the exciting part. You have the power to change your self-talk. You can train your inner voice to be your greatest fan and your most constructive critic. And when you do, you'll unlock potential you never knew you had. So let me give you a bit of historical background about Emile Coué and the idea of conscious auto-suggestion. To really appreciate the power of self-talk, let's take a quick journey back in time to the early 20th century. Meet Emile Coué, a French psychologist and pharmacist who pioneered the concept of conscious auto-suggestion. Coué observed that the placebo effect played a significant role in the effectiveness of medications. So this led him to develop a method of psychotherapy and self-improvement based on optimistic auto-suggestion. His most famous contribution was a simple mantra: every day, in every way, I'm getting better and better. Coué encouraged his patients to repeat this phrase multiple times a day, especially upon waking and before going to sleep. He believed that by consistently repeating positive affirmations, individuals could reprogram their subconscious minds and improve their physical and mental well-being. Coué's work laid the foundation for many modern self-help techniques and cognitive behavioral therapies. While his methods were sometimes criticized as overly simplistic, the core principle that our thoughts and self-talk profoundly influence our reality has been validated by numerous studies in psychology and neuroscience. Today, we understand that self-talk is not just about positive thinking, but about cultivating a realistic, constructive inner dialogue that supports our goals and overall well-being. Here's the 3-step guide to successful self-talk, your most important conversation. Now that we understand the power and history of self-talk, let's dive into a practical 3-step guide to make it work for you. Step 1. Awareness. The first step in mastering self-talk is becoming aware of your current inner dialogue. Many of us have negative self-talk patterns that we're not even conscious of. These could be subtle put-downs, unrealistic expectations, or overgeneralizations. To increase your awareness, you need to pay attention to your thoughts throughout the day. You might even want to keep a thought journal. Notice the tone of your inner voice. Is it kind and supportive, or harsh and critical? Identify recurring themes or phrases in your self-talk. Be mindful of how your self-talk affects your mood and behavior. Remember, awareness is not about judgment. It's about observing your thoughts objectively, like a scientist studying something very carefully. Step number 2. Challenge and reframe. Once you're aware of your self-talk patterns, it's time to challenge the negative or unhelpful thoughts and reframe them in a more constructive way. Here's how to do that. Question the validity of negative thoughts. Are they based on facts or assumptions? Look for evidence that contradicts your negative self-talk. Replace absolute statements like always or never with more balanced language. Reframe negative statements into positive or neutral ones. For example, instead of saying, "I'm terrible at making conversations," try, "Making conversations is a skill I'm working on improving. Remember, the goal isn't to become blindly optimistic, but to develop a more balanced, realistic perspective. Step number 3, practice and reinforce. Like any skill, effective self-talk requires consistent practice and reinforcement. Here are some strategies to help you make positive self-talk a habit. Use affirmations. Create short, positive statements that reflect your goals and values. Repeat them regularly, especially during challenging times. Visualize your success. Combine your positive self-talk with vivid mental imagery of achieving your goals. Create reminders. Use sticky notes, phone alerts, or other prompts to remind you to check in with your self-talk throughout the day. Celebrate progress. Acknowledge and praise yourself for improvements in your self-talk, no matter how small. Be patient and persistent. Changing long-standing thought patterns takes time. Be kind to yourself and keep at it. Remember, the key is consistency. The more you practice positive self-talk, the more natural and automatic it will become. If you enjoyed this session and would like to know more about how to improve your conversation skills quickly, be sure to get a copy of my research report, 5 Biggest Mistakes in English Conversation. I've done extensive research into the art and science of effective conversation. If you want to improve your conversation skills quickly, you need to get a copy of this report. Just go to the link in the description below to get your own copy. I know you're going to love this report. Put it into action and watch your conversation skills go through the roof. Here's a self-talk script I have created to improve your conversational skills. If you want either the script, which you can read to yourself, or an audio version, which you can listen to, just click on the link below to get a copy of both. Here's the script. All right, let's take a deep breath and focus. I am capable of having great conversations. Every interaction is an opportunity to learn and grow. I remind myself that being a good conversationalist isn't about being perfect or knowing everything. It's about being present, listening actively, and showing genuine interest in others. I have these qualities within me, and I can cultivate them further. When I enter a conversation, I choose to be curious. I ask open-ended questions and truly listen to the answers. I'm not just waiting for my turn to speak, but actively engaging with what the other person is saying. This makes me a more interesting and attentive conversation partner. I acknowledge that sometimes I might feel nervous or unsure in social situations, but that's okay. These feelings are normal and don't define my abilities. I can feel nervous and still have a great conversation. In fact, a little nervousness just means I care about connecting with others. I remind myself that everyone has interesting stories and perspectives to share. By approaching each conversation with an open mind, I open myself up to fascinating discoveries and meaningful conversations. I'm proud of my ability to empathize with others. This skill allows me to understand different viewpoints and respond thoughtfully. It's a strength that I will continue to develop with every conversation. I trust in my ability to navigate conversations naturally. I don't need to overthink or script every response. By being authentic and present, the right words will come. With each conversation, I'm growing and improving. Every interaction, whether it goes perfectly or not, is a learning experience. I'm grateful for these opportunities to refine my skills and connect with others. I am confident, I am capable, and I am becoming a better conversationalist every day. Every day, in every way, I am getting better and better. And there you have it. The power of self-talk is truly remarkable. By mastering this most important conversation, the one you have with yourself, you can transform not only your conversation skills, but every aspect of your life. Remember, change doesn't happen overnight. It takes consistent practice and patience. But with each positive thought, each constructive reframe, you're rewiring your brain for success and happiness. So I challenge you to start today. Pay attention to your small talk. Challenge those negative thoughts. Practice positive affirmations. And watch your conversation skills and your life begin to transform. Before we wrap it up here, I'd love to hear from you. What's one positive self-talk phrase you're going to start using today? Drop them in the comments below. And if you found this video helpful, please give it a like and subscribe to the channel for more content on personal development and conversation skills. Until next time, remember, you are your best friend. Speak to yourself with kindness and watch yourself soar.